What should we do? What's our duty, especially when we go through these hardships and difficulty? Firstly, understand that it's the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bear patience, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember that your reward is with Him. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam informs us that أَشَدُّ النَّاسِ بَلَاءً الْأَنْبِيَاء ثُمَّ الْأَمْثَلُ فَالْأَمْثَلُ. The people who witness, who experience the most severe of tests and trial and tribulation are the Anbiya, the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after that, those who are closest to them, i.e. in terms of their iman and in terms of their belief. You find a person is a strong believer, a person is a good Muslim, and you find him being tested and tested and tested. Don't think that this is Allah punishing me. Rather, it's a test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. And bi'idhnillah, you are somebody who, your iman is strong. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that the people who experience the most difficult tests are the Anbiya, then those who are closest and closest and closest to them. Also, what's important to remember, every single difficulty you go through, every single hardship you go through, even the sadness that befalls a believer, something makes you sad, a thorn that pricks a believer, all that, as long as he is patient with the correct intention, this bi'idhnillah wipes away his sins. And his level is raised in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person's level may be raised in Jannah because of the difficulty and hardship that he went through in this life. So every time you're going through this difficulty and this hardship, and you see chaos and confusion and destruction all over the world, you should remain steadfast. Look at how, even though Yusuf alayhi salam went through difficulty and hardship, even though the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam went through difficulty and hardship, his family, his body, he was harmed, people tried to kill him, they poisoned him, etc. He used to love being optimistic, and he was somebody who carried on the mission that he was entrusted with, and he delivered the message that he was entrusted with, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That's why from the dua of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam that we are taught to say, Allahumma inni as'aluka thabata fil amr. Oh Allah, I ask you to keep me steadfast on the religion. Why? Because a person may go through difficulty and hardship, and you find their iman starting to shake. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam teaches us, he says, ask Allah, Allahumma inni as'aluka thabata fil amr. Ask Allah to keep you steadfast on the religion. Wal azimata ala rushd. Not only steadfast, but ask Him to grant you that strength and the ability to carry on and do all forms of goodness. You were somebody who helped others, you gave charity, and then you went through a difficulty. Don't stop. This difficulty shouldn't make you sad and depressed to the state that you stop doing the goodness you used to do. You were somebody who used to come to the masjid all the time, and eventually there's some sort of affliction that happened in your life. Don't be that person who now stops coming to the masjid. Be the person who, even if you're going through difficulty, you remain steadfast and you carry on doing those good things, and you be from those who ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you the tawfiq. Eventually, my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, everybody's life comes to an end, and you didn't have a choice in what would happen to you. The decree has already been written. You will have so much good and you will experience so much difficulty and hardship. Your job is to make the best, or to do the best with the circumstances that you were given. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you how you handled these situations. And whenever you're going through difficulty and hardship, go back to the Quran, go back to the stories of the Anbiya, go back to the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Understand and realize that you are not the only one suffering, and you will not be the only one who suffered. Those who came before you, those who are with you, and those who will come after you, every single person will go through these difficulties and these hardships. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for one and all. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate our ranks in the highest parts of Jannah. Ameen.